Today on BCIT Magazine, girls take to the sky to promote female aviation.
BCIT students compete to build the best crane.
And a UBC pitcher prepares for the upcoming draft.
Hello and welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Johnny Smart.
And I'm Louisa Alvarez. It's not every day you get to meet someone who's been to space, but that's just what some lucky people in Abbotsford got to do as part of an event encouraging female participation in aviation. Our reporter Nicole Aud has more from the event.
At an event offering helicopter rides and a chance to pilot one on the ground, one of the most popular attractions is the chance to meet a real-life astronaut. Wendy Lawrence is encouraging girls to explore the field of aviation.
Historically, not as many women have gone into aviation as men, and so that's the purpose of the event, is to show girls, hey, if you want to fly, you can go do that just as well as the men can do it.
Lawrence is part of the Sky's No Limit, a two-day event giving people a hands-on introduction to aviation in space.
Hold on to the straw, not the rocket. Yeah, good job!
Female visitors can even take a ride in a helicopter.
They come for the flights, and then when they land, they're like, wait, wow, look at all this other stuff that there is. And then they meet people like Isabelle Tremblay and Wendy Lawrence, the astronaut, and then it starts to become clear. It's like, wait a minute, this is actually real. I could do that.
The excitement of the visitors leads Lawrence to reflect.
There was a squadron of helicopters at Pensacola, Florida, and we had an opportunity to fly one day on the helicopter, and I thought, this is it. Yeah, this is what I want to fly.
This passion for flying took Lawrence to incredible heights. Now she's encouraging the next generation.
Very excited about
That's
the world.
me. That's me in my official suit. And then
Nicole Aud in Abbotsford for BCIT Magazine.
A group of passionate women in aviation have put together an event to show that girls can fly too. My co-anchor Louisa Alvarez was in attendance to see how they're inspiring change in the industry.
Aviation has always been a male-dominated industry, and organizers believe exposure is the reason why.
There's just very few women in these fields, and I just was questioning, why is that? And it seems that there's no awareness. So if you don't know somebody that's an astronaut or a Navy architect or naval architect or a pilot or a mechanic, like how would you even know that this is a field you could go into?
The Girls Fly 2 event was aimed to help girls uncover their curiosity in the field of aviation with different activities for them to try.
The straw, not the rocket.
Women in the field were even there to answer any of their questions and help educate them on the possibilities. And everyone was encouraged to try the simulators to give them an idea of what flying would be like. Wendy Lawrence, a former pilot and NASA astronaut, was the first female graduate of the United States Naval Academy to fly into space. Her advice for young girls is to prioritize education because the sky is the limit.
there are lots of options for you as you grow up. The important thing is to get a good education and then go pursue your interests with a passion.
Overall, it was a great time for everyone, but the free helicopter rides, those were just for the girls, in hopes of sparking an interest in aviation and pave a way for change in the industry. Louisa Alvarez in Abbotsford for BCIT Magazine. BCIT's Technology Teacher Education Program held their third annual crane building competition. They battled it out to be crowned the ultimate crane master. Tamara Ramani has the story.
Today marks the capstone event for the students of the Technology Teacher Education Program. The students will put their unique cranes under 3 rounds of testing with increasing weights while being evaluated using
a formula based on the height of their structure and the length of their beam and the amount of weight that they carry. So you'll notice different teams took different approaches, some built for strength, some built for height, some built for length.
One team member in the group, 2.5 men, says they have what it takes to win.
We were going off the advice of some of the second years who'd already done it, but yeah, we didn't have too much plans. Okay.
Just hold them straight up like that for a sec.
We were quite ahead with everything. So.
They were one of the first groups to be finished. They had a vision for their crane right from the beginning, and I knew it was going to be a contender as soon as I saw them putting it together.
And so did the audience, who shared his enthusiasm.
5 seconds. 30 seconds.
Their biggest competition.
That would be Arnell and Joe. Yeah, and Aaron. Yeah, they're pretty smart guys. They got quite an extensive background, so they know what they're doing, to say the least, and they got the biggest crane.
The tallest, longest crane you've ever seen made out of 3 2x4s.
But in the end, they all came down, including the tallest crane, which finished with the highest score, leaving 2.5 men in second place.
It'd been nice to clutch the victory and get the W.
But in the end, what was left was a team which strove to its potential. Tamara Omani in Burnaby for BCIT Magazine.
Our reporter Tamara Ramani joins us live from the event. Tell us, what's the atmosphere like in the Great Hall?
Well, Louisa, the excitement here was palpable just moments ago. There were students lined up all around just to see what was going on. Even second years who did this event last year, they were taking a look at what the competition looks like this year. But right now, students are heading to their next classes, so they're clearing out quick.
How will the outcome impact the competitors?
I would say all the students are benefiting today. Everyone has learned such valuable skills that they can take in their careers in the future. Also, the runner-up and the first place winners are going to get bragging rights for the next year and then the years to come, because they did break records today. And also, Jason, the instructor, told me that they might get an extra beer or two at the end of the year.
That was Tamara Ramani live from the Great Hall.
Coming up next on BCIT Magazine, we have more on the crane competition.
And find out the unique support system from the UBC baseball team.
Shop teachers in training compete to see who can build the best crane. Robin Crawford has more from the competition.
BCIT's technology teacher education students competed in building the tallest, strongest, and longest crane they could in the Great Hall. Ian and his team are competing to win the strongest crane. They call themselves the 2.5 men and have been working on their crane for weeks.
4 2x4s. Yeah, and then we were allowed another 500 grams of additional equipment. So we used brad nails and aluminum tubing and some pulleys. Yeah.
The cranes have to withstand the most amount of weight before they crash and burn. Judge of the competition and teacher of the class, Jason Brett, believes this will be good for the future shop teacher students.
And it's a really neat, fun way to show that you can take engineering concepts and turn them into something engaging that a high school student might enjoy learning about.
The 2.5 men must beat their nemesis, the catching fire, on this round, or they will be eliminated. The tallest crane of the day has taken the top prize, but Ian knows that it's all for fun.
And second place isn't so bad. It'd been nice to clutch the victory and get the W, but yeah, second, I can accept second.
And now for the cleanup. Robin Crawford for BCIT Magazine.
A UBC Thunderbird pitcher takes to the mound in hopes of having his name called in this year's MLB draft. Justice Doucette has more.
When the big 6'5" hard-throwing right-hander takes to the mound for the Thunderbirds, Major League Baseball scouts flock to UBC for a closer look. Curtis Taylor is a highly touted prospect in this year's MLB draft, but unlike many of the other players hoping to have their name called at the draft, Taylor doesn't have to look far for advice.
It's been really helpful so far this year, having him help me along with the draft process last year. He went through everything that I'm going through this year, and now we're kind of sharing the experience together. So yeah, if I ever have any questions regarding how to answer questions with scouts or anything of that nature. He's been a big help.
Alex Webb went through the very same process last season and was drafted in the 36th round by the San Diego Padres. However, Webb never signed with San Diego, and now this season the teammates will enter the draft together.
I think the main thing between us is we're both good competitors and we just try to compete with each other. I think that's the main thing that living with each other has really brought.
Taylor says that Webb has helped him stay mentally tough this season.
I've had some issues dealing with the pressure and pitching in front of scouts and stuff like that, and it just the help with me trying to calm down when I'm on the mound and things like that.
But Webb doesn't want to take too much credit. He's only trying to help Taylor make the right choices in this, one of the most important points of his career.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge mentor to him. I mean, he's got a ton of skill, and he's really been handling this well from the start. So I mean, I've been able to help him out a little bit just with small questions about, what my experience was like last year, but I think as far as the draft process goes, he's got a pretty good handle on it.
The draft takes place on June 9th in New Jersey. Justice Doucette in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
A UBC baseball pitcher is looking for an edge from his roommate, a former MLB draft pick, as he hopes to be selected early in this year's draft. Anissa Hetherington has more from the ballpark.
Curtis Taylor is taking to the mound for the UBC Thunderbirds as a highly touted prospect whose MLB aspirations are closer than ever.
It was probably last year in our series against Lewis and Clark State. That was when I first hit 95, and yeah, my velocity had some upward gains from that, and ever since then I've been hearing that it's a realistic possibility, and it's really exciting.
Now that he's eligible for the draft, there's no shortage of support on his journey. Fellow starting pitcher Alex Webb is both a teammate and a roommate to the up-and-coming hurler.
We're both good competitors and we just try to compete with each other. And I think that's the main thing that living with each other has really brought.
Webb was drafted by the San Diego Padres in 2015, but chose to return to the Thunderbirds for his last year of eligibility and his engineering studies at UBC. The two BC natives will now enter the draft together, with Taylor benefiting from the company.
I've had some issues dealing with the pressure and pitching in front of scouts and stuff like that, and it just the help with me trying to calm down when I'm on the mound. And last year he went through everything that I'm going through this year, and now we're kind of sharing the experience together. So yeah, if I ever have any questions regarding how to answer questions with scouts or anything of that nature, he's been a big help.
He's got a ton of skill, and he's really been handling this well from the start. So I mean, I've been able to help him out a little bit just with small questions about, what my experience was like last year, but I think as far as the draft process goes, he's got a pretty good handle on it.
Anchoring a powerful pitching rotation this year, the Thunderbirds are poised to make an impact both in college ball and the big league draft. Anissa Hetherington at UBC for BCIT Magazine.
Our reporter Anissa Hetherington joins us live from Thunderbird Park. Anissa, can you tell us more about the new baseball training facility?
Well, this $3.5 million training facility actually has 4 full-size batting cages and pitching machines. It boasts high-tech video analysis equipment as well, so it's actually nothing quite like it in North America.
And who has access to it?
It actually doubles as a year-round elite baseball performance institute for kids looking to train indoors, and it's fully accessible to the public. Back to you.
That was Anissa Hetherington live from UBC.
If you have any questions or comments regarding this program, please visit us online at bcit-broadcast.com or bcitbroadcastnews.ca.
I'm Johnny Smart.
And I'm Louisa Alvarez. Thanks for watching. That was your BCIT Magazine this week. We leave you now with helicopter shots from Abbotsford.